bring some light to you. Self-rejection. That most people, especially in the season where we are, they are repelling all the things that God wants. So much rejection and so much failure anymore. But now what you've decided from God, because you don't want to be heartbroken. You have rejected yourself. And consequently, you have built an aura of some mental faculties that will become resident in you, the type of thoughts that are going to go on in your mind over and over again, which will start to be physically evident on you are going through something. Now, there's nothing wrong. Like I said, all of us at some point, we will be visited by these seasons. The issue that I want to talk about is people making, number one, offenses. People who achieve what you are trying to, and that seemingly is easy for them to do so. There is some kind of a resentment that begin to build in your heart as you see them. You don't want to call it jealousy, because as far as you exist in an environment where people are succeeding at the things that you know deep down in you, that this is the things that I want for my life. You are not envious, you are not jealous, like I said, and you are happy for them, but deep down in them too. And now, the reason I'm going to try to throw all of them as one by one as possible, so that all of you may be able to relate to what I'm talking about. And the reason I'm talking about this today comes if we will arrive there with this kind of hearts, we are going to sabotage ourselves in levels we have never sabotaged ourselves in. And the reason why most of you, this is an important case to you, is because the big question of your life, as you should. The truth is, here is a lot of people are tired. A lot of people are running out of fuel. A lot of people are running out of energy. A lot of people are running out of hope. A lot of people are running out of every virtue that is designed to keep them afloat. These are not people that are without all of these things. These are people, you know them, these are people that know what it means to hold on, to have focus in life, to be able to do all of this. There is a season of being tired. Because my expectation is that God, as we address these issues, will begin to fill your hearts with the virtues that you need to complete the rest of the year. I'll tell you from my own experience how it feels like to be at the beginning of a program or a project or whatever it is that you've been doing. Break out with big headlines, people saying you are this and that, but deep down in you, you know you are finished. And you are wondering to yourself, how am I going to take on this journey to be this thing? But when it began, you had no energy whatsoever for it. You applied for jobs, it was hard during the time you were doing so. But you know that if you put your name through this year, you would have made into that program. But you didn't have the energy. What this really is, the trend that it is. And hopefully you will know why it is here. And why now is it here. And let's dissect what it is intended. What would be the outcome of your personal life as you know it? Look at the business that you're running right now. If things were to continue the way they are, what do you think would be left of that business after all of this has been said and done? Some of you are going to close those businesses not because they're not doing well, but because you are not standard. You used to come early, you used to open early, you used to build the best products, you used to deliver things on time, you used to be very passionate about the work that you are doing, but not anymore. Because the truth be told, you are tired, and because of it, you say, whatever will be movement. And whatever that is left to happen, you want it to happen no matter what. You have zero control of your life, zero control of your business and the outcomes that you want to see thereof. Some of you, truth, and if life was not the way it is around you, you would have quit this job. Look, you don't dispute that this was a blessing from God, and you are not even there to say you are ungrateful. No, you are not even ungrateful. You are grateful. But you have mom, because at least if everyone is doing 10, but you can do 20, you will do 10 concerning your job. Relationships. Some of you have even broken out of these relationships because the truth is you are tired. You have people that are still wanting you to be there. And you are tired of these relationships. Some of you have already sent the messages. You've told the person it's not you, it is me. Deadlines that you've set and said I will be done by this time. Contracts you've signed and you lost the spark, the energy to see these things through. Now, I'll go back to my question. Why do you think all of this is happening now? When you have finally brought business, I need this dimension of life. They are all here as you have prayed. But for that, to every new level, they are new devils. And most of you prayed for new levels of life at a particular time. Now, this is very important, like I say, because concerning what I'm talking about, and if there are other things that you want me to address, we are going to address those issues. And I'm going to also share with you what I'm thinking would be the best thing to do in preparing yourselves, for winding up the year. Let's take a quick break.
For all of life's big and small moments, short-lived. A whole wide range of insurance products guaranteed to get you and...
Let's continue with the show. And as I was saying, today we will be focusing primarily on the matters, or the matters, depending on where you went to private school, to explain. Because one of the things I have figured about life is that there is something that usually happens to the problems that you are going through when someone you are listening to happens to just mention that. It becomes easy even to focus on having the energy that you can actually use to circumvent the same problems. And this is to know that someone else is thinking about the same thing that you are thinking about. And today, as I said, I was talking about the issue of self-sabotage. To ask ourselves is, why is this the experience of our lives at this stage of our lives? And why is it happening now at this stage of our life? Now, from whatever it is you were born to sabotage your destiny, he knows still needs you to take part in that plan for it to be fulfilled. That makes you want to quit your job or want to leave your relationship or close your business. But he's not going to send that message to the ex, to your girlfriend, and say it is over. You are going to do it. He's not. But until one person in this equation completes it, this can never happen. He can't kill you. That's what I'm trying to say. You will have to do it. And this is where self-rejection is. Self-rejection is an application form that uses things into you wanting to fulfill the other part, to execute, to implement the plan of being or doing what he desires of you. The devil can kill people. People are the only ones with the power to kill themselves. Is that all of this that you feel like you are facing and is about to happen into your life, all of it hasn't happened in time past. It won't happen now. It won't happen in the future unless you do it. Unless you write that message. There is a place in your life where this is taking place. And it's in your mind, and it's in the constitution and the saturation of your thoughts. They have a certain pattern. There is a venom in each of the thoughts, and it has been designed to poison, pressurize you into you pulling the trigger. And this is where really our conversations are. If you are not here, your emotional state now, what do you think would be the constitution of your life? How would you feel about the people who have those things? There used to be a time when you were walking and your prayer was to have a car because you felt it would make your life feel a certain type. A job, for example. And now you have it. Why now that during the time when you have the things, this is how you feel? And most of you think once you let go of the job, you will feel better. That the devil will hand over to you to say, now that you don't have a job, what do you think you're going to do? Now, this is why actually, what you think on today's show. So remember, on my page, wherever you are watching this thing from, whether you are watching on YouTube or whether you are watching on Facebook or LinkedIn or wherever, what you are saying and what you are asking. So my team will help me with more of the other questions from other platforms. But so far I don't see Asian. Or here in the room, do you have any questions so far? We don't. I know you have questions. Now let's continue here to talk about the second thing. Self-sabotage is preceded by certain deep senses of inadequacy. There is no platform in you that allows the enemy to partner with you into sabotaging you. And the best thing to do is to attack, to feel parts of your heart that feels inadequate. And there is people who, for example, are part of certain platforms where they're doing meditation and so on and so forth. There's something they always talk about gratitude or exercising the emotion to their mental faculties to stroke that emotion of gratitude that makes them exist in a space where they're able to feel abundant of the life that they have and feel the level of contentment of the level of life of where they are. And that you have a job that you are doing, you have a career that you are pursuing, if you are building a new version of yourself, this would continually be a very important part of your life, to be grateful for the things that you see around yourself. And one of the team members, I think it was Mox, he said there's an emotion of contentment that he knows he would feel. Nothing has to happen physically that you see, I have this, and you feel the emotion of contentment, but it will stroke that emotion, and that's the emotion that he keeps. And I ask this question because it's very important for you to recalibrate your mind when it comes. But it's the platform of gratitude that provides a platform for attracting even more things that you want to see and to experience in your life. And without it, where you feel inadequate and where you feel like things are going to be worse, where you feel like the world is turning upside down, where you feel like things are you are constantly in this emotional frustration designed to refresh your life. So as I said, the platform of rejection is the one that builds the platform for self-sabotage. But it's usually created by a mind that is not grateful for whatever it is that they want to we constantly allow our minds to think and to feel. Our minds are continually in the state of flight, and we feel in state of defense. You are never relaxed and your mind calm and waiting to see the things of life. And you are wondering why you are not gaining weight. And that's why, because your mind is continually important between now and the end of the year. And number two, thing that you need to practice to do is to see the things for what they really are. You see, one of the things that I do for myself is when a threat comes, I give it enough time to really think about it. The guy whom is talking to asked the other guy, like, can he really do that? And then the other guy will tell him, yeah, I think he can do that. Others will be like, no, he can't do it. That's not possible. And I do that for myself. When the threat comes in, I think about it. Is this really possible? And I ask myself, then I figure, no, this is not true. And these are my reasons. Was it on left who said, when you leave this place, go with me? He said, I'll be with Abraham's bosom. And he went there, and he went further into the other floors, and he fought the devil. And the Bible says that he got the keys of life and of death, the same ones that he gave to you and I. And he said, with this power I give to you, shall trample upon serpents and all. You remember that part? Yeah. So Jesus can use you to use that power against yourself. So when the devil says, I'll kill you, I'm wondering to myself, can you really kill me? Like how? With what power would you be able to kill me? So my pastor would say, bust the tire, do whatever you want. And he can't, because you know why? Because he can't. But because most of you have, or us, have allowed our minds to think that it actually can happen. This is why we're always in flight, because now the truth here is you need to empower your minds with the truth of things as they are. Can this really happen? If you are afraid, like most of you, that your life, because one of the things that has been constantly in my mind this week is that people, I don't know, they're here in this building, that things are not going to end well for them at some point. Like they're going to become failures, they're going to end up miserable. People think their lives are like that. So the reason why they work hard is because they're trying to beat that picture that they have of themselves. But the truth is, things actually, in actual form, the Bible says things are moving from glory to glory. It's because our life, and they continually and constantly live in flight because they think their life is getting worse. But the truth is, it is not. Have the truth of things. So learn to look at things in the truest manner that they actually are. So those are the thing. It's a book. It's orange. It is by Mike Manson. It's an art. It's a subtle art of not giving something. The things that you care about. All this let's talk about the goals that you have. The ones that you have not been achieving and you feel this miserable. Why do you care time? Those goals has an audience set to impress them with such goals. I want to travel the world. In most cases, it's not because that person wants to see of a certain class and they are widely accepted by this and that and that and that. 90% of the time, the pressures that we put ourselves under to want to achieve, they are for people that were not supposed to be impressed in the first place. See, that is friendship pressure that a lot of people, in trying to impress each other, put themselves through. And because of it, this I can't get a degree. It's not because this is why it is an oxymoron. We know it. We know this thing when you talk about peer pressure from primary, junior, secondary school, all of we know this. But now when you are elderly and we are doing it, it seems like we don't even see that we are actually doing it. But here we are. We're looking for degrees, certain types of clothes, with certain types of life. It was a teenage thing. It's not a teenage. Peer means people of the same age. It doesn't matter which age it is. It still exists at 90. Why do you want the things you want? You see, the truth that I figured for myself is at individual levels, we really don't want a lot of things. We don't. We don't really need the expensive car. You see those clothes that you wear when you get home?
Meaningful sponsorships improve lives. That's why we create and support initiatives that make a real difference by engaging, inspiring, and uplifting communities. It's just one of the ways Hollard ensures better futures. Meaning.
Whether you are dreaming about starting a new business, securing a good future for your family, buying a new home, or owning a new car, your dream becomes real the moment you believe it can be. Go ka kgonega with Stanbic Bank Botswana. Your dreams matter. Guaranteed to get you and your loved ones back on track when life hits. More moment,